Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome, Rosie and Corina, psychic investigators. Oh, okay.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
So, Corina and I, of course, we talk for hours. I'm like, oh, we should make a video. No, of course, we had arranged to make a video today because Corina, it's just better for us this week, Thursday,
Yeah.
rather than Friday. And we talk about many things, but the reality, what a great time to be alive. No, I don't know what to say. What the hell is going on? And there's this whole Iran situation. I made a video yesterday about the documents, they're stolen, and all that. But I think I, I picked up Colin Powell wanting to talk, and also John McCain, because John McCain appeared on the video yesterday,
hmm
saying that, mentioning that Trump has said before that he doesn't like people who are captured, and John McCain saying, "Really? No, you're next." Meaning, kind of saying that he's going to be captured. So he wonders how Trump's going to feel when he is captured. So,
It's gonna
let's do
chill.
the protection. I'd like to ask for
Yes.
protection to be for light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I feel my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that I create the good on the good as others. Okay, so here we are, Korea.
Here we
Um,
are.
here we are. I mean,
Yeah.
Quinn and I were like discussing, how do we structure this? Because we both agree that when she and I talk, that it's best that we do like a looser, right? Quinn, a looser
Yeah.
thing. And since we had already done the timing thing the other day, it's like people on the other side is always, and she said, we're eventually going to get to all these other things that are going to come up. So
Right.
we could just go straight to it, Karina. We don't even
Yeah.
do an intro, like, per se, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
okay, so let's see here. We looked at. Let me just share this with you because we were looking at Colin Powell just to ensure, because I remember him from the Iraq War, and in fact, just here, because there's people who are not in the U.S. who may not know who he is, who he was, right?
Right.
So he was here an American Army general, diplomat, and statesman who was the 65th United States Secretary of State from 2001 to 2005, was the highest ranking Black American in the federal executive branch in American history until Obama was elected. Now, what's important, let me go all the way down here to the time when, so he became Secretary of State from 2001 through 2005, right? So he was here during 9/11 and the invasion of Iraq. Also, what's relevant, he was once the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, which is
Right.
relevant. Oh, he's like, yeah, I have some things to say. So let's see here what the Mr. Powell, what does he, his picture up here. So, Mr. Powell, what do you have to share with us? Okay, so I say, Rosie, I'm so glad that you guys are doing a great job informing your friends, the American people, and our allies of what is going on from from the intuitive perspective. Using haha, it's cute. So okay, let's get okay, and he has a map. He has a map out, like the map I had the other day about that shows Iraq, Iran, and no, it's not feasible. So, but
Mm-mm.
you guys said, you and Bush and Cheney said that it was feasible, Iraq. Show us what is the difference now that you're on the other side. We thought we could change things then. It was foolish. It was a mistake. But we weren't Peter. We weren't pedos, and we
Or
weren't
traitors.
working for Russia. Okay.
Exactly.
That's the big difference, in saying essentially
Yeah.
Trump is he's void of loyalty other than to money. So that's easy from an
hmm
intelligence perspective. It's easy for him to be manipulated because he has no loyalties other than financial. Like, that's all he
Right.
cares about. So he is essentially, what everything he does benefits the people that pay him.
Mhm.
and he is being led to push the US to the brink. Okay.
Yeah.
And I see, and he shows me like Trump walking like a cartoon of Trump, and then there's fire like burning underneath. So he's going to be end up jumping to the fire, or going to hell. Essentially, yeah. So,
Yeah.
Mr. Powell, um, okay. And he shows me George Washington, the American ideal. That's what survives. That's what you have to hold on to until he's like he has a broom. He's like trash goes to hell. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. So we know that, all right? I'm sorry, don't mean to be rude, but we know that.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that was the
what
main thing. We weren't traitors.
that's right. So what from what are the things that you were seeing that we cannot see? How can you help us deal with this moment? Because from the other video, it looks like, yep, yeah, and he shows me, yes, he has the documents. And
Mhm.
again, this shows blueprints, different buildings, different locations, different rooms in the different buildings, different locations.
Right.
Others, yeah, he has shared those. Yes. So what happens? What's going on? Why is please tell us what is going on, what we can do, what we can't do, what we can expect, what we can expect. And since you were the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, do you know something that we don't know? You were head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff in the 90s, but then during 9/11, you saw, because Gwen and I had seen something
Mhm.
similar to 9/11 when when Trash is retired, like retired meaning he's removed, right?
Right.
Something like that will happen. But what do you have to tell us about this? What is going on? Is there truly a plan? Okay, there's a plan for when the US is leaderless, which is the state of immediately after he is removed. And yes, the entire cabinet is removed, including JD Vance, because
Yeah. Mhm.
they are part of the treason block,
Yeah.
treason package. And JD Vance, there's intercepts confirmation. Of course, he knows. And the
Yeah.
guy, big balls, whatever, the people who participated in changing the votes, they also know.
Yeah. They're
So,
all in there. Yeah.
okay. So, Corina, feel free to, I'm kind of taking over here, but let me just actually stop share because I think now that
I just
we're
didn't wanna
talking to
interrupt
him, right?
while you're
Okay. Okay.
speaking.
So, all right. So tell me now, what else?
He's saying there's been something in place for a while.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, a piece of paper he's outlining the
Yeah.
guilt. There's enough evidence on the back end to take him down. But why? Okay. A lot of us are asking, how come he's still around? And he's showing like cement, when you have a new construction on the ground and there's like cement, so you can sort of like Hollywood Walk of Fame or something, but it's like fresh cement so that he walks and there's footsteps. The evidence is collected as he is
Mhm.
working there. Okay, so I see there's a net and he's like in the fisherman's net. The net falls like Scooby-Doo style, like
Mhm.
we call him. Okay, and how do we untangle ourselves how does the country untangle itself? First him in the net, and then I see the shock, like almost like energetic shock sent.
To arrest them and arrest them.
Just the shock of all the
Yeah.
co-conspirators who are like nervous and they're
And
gonna be next.
and I mean, Dick Cheney, he just will not leave me alone. He
Mhm.
is
Go ahead, Queen.
oh,
Say, go
sorry,
ahead,
we're delayed.
take
Sorry.
over, okay? Okay, go ahead. Karina?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. We're a little bit delayed, so I started to talk there. Okay. It's yes. Okay. Are we back? Okay. Yeah. No, I just was getting this him and like I've been saying, Dick Cheney's been bugging me. And so I see this piece of paper and he's again showing me the piece of paper and he's saying he has to be seen as a traitor, not just the pedo stuff. It has to be treason. He's a traitor. And I know Dick Cheney's trying to defend himself. He's like, we were not traitors. We didn't work. we did horrible things, but we did it to make ourselves rich and our buddies. We weren't trying to destroy America in the process. We may have done that a little bit, but he keeps showing me that piece of paper that was signed, that if Trump took it to that point, which they all knew he was going to, they've seen this before, and Powell's saying, I was involved in, he knew the intelligence for Iran and Iraq. And he's saying what we're seeing now is the exact opposite of good intelligence and um, of a plan not being traitorous. He's like, now you're seeing what a traitor looks like, and it has to come out. It wouldn't end if it doesn't come out. He's saying that the pedo people, the ring is very powerful. He's saying very, very powerful, especially in with influential money people. And so he's showing me it all wrapped up in a ball. Like it has to all, that part, the traitor part, what he's done to America, it has to all be shown. So it's kind of like what we were saying earlier. We're in the middle of just complete exposure to what has to come out. So we're kind of just in limbo, but there is something in place. They're taking me to that dream with the orange man being cuffed and
Okay,
John
so
McCain sitting back going,
okay, so let's see. I want to ask here.
"You were captured, sucker."
Colin Powell. I want to know. Show me the moment exactly where he is at right now. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so
Handcuff.
first it shows me again the map, kind of like what I had seen him show me, and then sort of like the map I showed on the video yesterday,
Yeah,
similar.
mhm,
And then it shows me one of those cartoon caricatures of Trump wearing diapers. And he's like, little cartoon diaper with a diaper on, and he has in his back the documents. But this is the thing, how wow. Okay, how okay, I can't even say it. This whole conversation since the first term, right, that he worked with Russia and there was election interference, I've used the term treason a lot. And this time he is at war. Like the thing with treason before is that we weren't technically at war with Russia, even though they were at war with us. But what he has done towards Iran is an act of war. Therefore, Iran becomes our enemy, right? It's
mhm,
a situation of war. So the fact that he has shared documents with their allies, and I see that the intelligence can catch them Iranians talking about it, and like remember how he fired the people that would know that would be listening in, well, actually the FBI doesn't do that. It's the CIA who does it. But the point is
right,
cutting the sources, or like the flow of information.
right,
So there is evidence of actual treason
mhm,
because he started a war. So it's like it was as if like the US had like Second World War, or somebody in the US would be like sending Hitler some maps or something. Oh, here's how or
yeah,
Hitler's friend or whatever. So that
oof,
changes the game
big
a
deal.
lot. He's saying this is treason on it's active
Mhm,
because we are attacking this country, and he is helping the country, or he has made money from helping this country that
yeah,
he then attacked. And it's saying there's an element of it that's a bit of theater, and the Iranians know that, right? And they're like any country would take the help, whatever help you can get. but it
Right.
means it's treason. And I see again this image of Trump, the cartoon, with the little documents behind his back. Because he got all of those. Had so he took them. He took it from the White House, and I see the figure of Jack Smith having the evidence. That's because there's an active war. It's treason, truly treason. So he's caught on the act finally.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So okay,
That's why
so
When Jack everybody would I was saying this earlier, when Jack Smith resigned, everybody's like, "Oh, no," and I'm like, "Don't, no." He knows exactly what he's doing. He needed to get the heck out with the evidence, and he'll be back. He'll be back.
mhm, mhm, that's right.
Whoosh, here he
Mhm.
comes.
So okay, so
Because they
then
know. They know what he's done. They've known for a long time,
mhm. So okay, so
but
then
they do
that's
have
right.
evidence of it. And, they're taking me to my vision of him in the Pentagon where I've seen all the military, the folder sitting in front of him and them saying, "You need to open that folder." And when he does, that document that's in there, he knows he's done. And it's like I just see this word, treason.
So okay, so then what is going on? Like okay, so I guess timing we can't. We don't know timing. It's just they show me as this happening anyway. And then okay, another question I have: does he? Does the EPS files play a role in this at all, or not? What happens to the EPS files as this war is happening? Because the point of it truly is to distract from that. So what is up
Right.
with the files and what's going on between? No, I see it's like they shows me the the redactions like being lifted.
Yeah.
Redactions are lifted and lifted. And I see that there's coordination now with the higher whoever the people that are gonna take him, whatever. Maybe other countries too, to make because the more information comes out, the better it is, right? To show
Right.
him
On both
everybody who he
sides.
really
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
The pedo and
So it's
the
yes,
selling
it
of the
comes out,
documents.
but
Yes.
truly the actionable part is that it's
Hmm.
the treason part. And I don't let us then it occurred to me people will ask, oh, what about Congress? I don't feel like Congress plays a role in this.
I don't think so either.
So I don't
No.
know. I know people like, oh, but the Constitution or whatever. It's like something that has never happened in the history of this country. So
Right. And
that's
honestly, I
something.
think we're down to the point where treason is the only thing that will get him out
Yeah.
because,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
the pedo stuff just makes solidifies all the criminal cases that are coming, also, is what I get. That's just gonna solidify their coffins, their jail cells. But to actually get trash out, it has to be. They have to take him out for treason, not just the pedo stuff. Which to me would explain why it would be the higher ranks of all different kinds of military going in there and taking him out. Because, you know, on the other aspect, if they don't, they're all sitting ducks. I hate to say it like that, and I don't mean to sound so flippant about it, but seriously, if they do nothing at this point, they're just making themselves sitting ducks. I mean, I don't wouldn't want to do that. So we're in that time where it's time to act. It's the
Then,
reckoning.
yeah, I see. Interesting. Then it shows me John McCain. Again, now he's appearing as the young version of his, like around the time when he was captured, before he was captured. And then I see he's showing me he's gonna be debriefed. So he's taken and has to be debriefed, and they have the
Yeah,
information. I'm not sure how much they will talk. He will talk, but I see that he's gonna be cut off. Like he can't because again, he's
yeah.
truly a dangerous character. So
Well, and I hear John McCain saying, "I was tortured
mhm,
and I never gave anything up.
yeah,
Trump won't last one session.
that's right. I mean, he's
He won't
not. He's
last one round of interrogation,
yeah,
and
but
they
his
won't even be
yeah, he will
torturing
not
him yet."
exactly. So I meant to say that. So he's gonna play crazy or whatever. But I
Yeah,
see that they already have a lot of
yeah.
information. So like they're like, what? How did you know?
Yeah,
And,
no,
I
he's
see
done, he's done. When they finally do take him, there is no question about it. It's completely obvious
well,
that
I
so
see interesting, immediately I see Bannon trying to board it, like, trying to flee. A lot of
he
people
should.
gonna it's interesting because then you ask yourself, like, "Oh, are these people gonna" you know how they are, they're like, "Oh, we're victims," but at that moment, I feel like they're not gonna fight back. They just know the gig is up
Yeah,
and there's
yeah,
nowhere to turn. I think some might try to go to Russia. We talked about it, right?
right.
But, like,
Let him go.
yeah,
Go. Let him go. I don't think many of them will get too far, but the ones that do escape or, have these underground places, what good is it? What kind of life are they gonna have? So, they'll be on the run or whatever, but I don't think many of them will get very far, and if they do end up in other countries, they gotta watch their backs.
it shows me, Rosie, they wove a very elaborate lie group or whatever, a pattern, a reality that was a lie. And but the problem with that type of reality is that it takes a lot of work to keep it going. So that's
Yeah,
the issue.
this is
So
an
once it
interesting
collapses, it does make sense. It's not that hard because
no,
there's nothing else to prop up the lie. That's what it's
mm-mm.
saying, right? So
I see this interwoven like you would have a deck chair out on your and it's specifically showing me my own yard because I'm here in Phoenix in Arizona where things burn to a crisp. And it's showing me the woven it's like wicker, but you know what? It's also showing the more light on the wicker, it starts to break and disintegrate and it comes undone. So the more light that is shown on this, it just completely comes apart. It completely comes apart. So we're just in that time frame. And other
well,
countries are gonna do what they wanna do, you know, we know this is going to it creates things all over the world. It's not just us, and other countries might try to, jockey for position. But we're gonna come out of this with everybody going through something that once we're done, we all have to rebuild in a completely different way.
mm, well,
But
yeah.
that's the thing. Also, it's telling me that we're gonna see the players from all over the world. It's not just here in America. So, I think that's where Colin Powell is showing me coordination with different countries.
And I see that you think just have to see it play out. Uh, there's never been anything like this ever.
Mm-mm.
So what about the people that say, but nothing has happened thus far? Who is to say that? What is so different this time? Other people are completely, I won't say desperate. They're just there's right. They're hopeless kind of feelings. So what do you
Right.
say to them? Wait until you see. You just have to wait and see. There's something else.
Yeah.
Um, and it's saying we did have. This is true. This was true on 9/11. This is true now. There was a plan. There is a plan. Even if they've removed a lot of people, there's still a plan. And it's saying that they cannot even he's saying even some of the people that were installed there by him, they're not going to follow his commands. I mean, there's the whatever hex sets of the world, but that's it's everybody knows he's a joke. So
He's just a joke. He is such a joke. He's like a frat boy trying to have power.
so
It's all in his own head. You know? But yeah, I mean, I just see the plan behind the scenes. So there is people. There's still a lot of Jack Smiths of the world, is what I get. So, and those are going to be the people who end up taking him out.
okay, I'm seeing him and I'm kind of talking to him, kind of showing, asking him. I know timing is complicated. Do you have any and he shows me my like a flight, like my, meaning my flight back, and that I'm happy to be back. Like, I mean, again, timing is complicated, but I do still feel like big things will go down before I come back to the US.
Yeah. This I don't we're barely into this month, and this month is huge.
Mhm.
This month
So,
is huge. I've always felt March is just an explosive month.
mm, wow,
So, I think from the beginning of the month to the end of the month is gonna be very different.
wow. Yeah, yeah. So, wow, very interesting, very interesting.
Mhm.
So, all right. So I was telling Karina, I just paused quickly and said, that I think this is feels very complete to me, the message here. Karina, when we started talking earlier today, she talked about Christina, how it came out that Trump is getting rid of her. And go ahead, Karina. So this is go ahead,
Yeah,
share
I
your
just see the women going down first, obviously, because I think that all these guys that did put women into positions, they put them into positions so they could be the first to target when all this stuff goes down. They're gonna it's the women who did it. It's their fault. They're scapegoats. So Christy Noem just happens to be the first one. Pam Bondi's not too far behind. But that's what I pick up when I look at these women, that they were just all put in there to be the scapegoats when stuff does start to go down. So we're already seeing it. We're already going to go after her. Let's blame them. It's easier.
so let's see quickly let's see what happens just quickly. What happens to Pam? Okay, Christina, yeah, she's freaking out and is screaming, but she's truly committed crimes. She's going down. All right. And then what about Pam Bondi? What happens to her? Again, hysteria.
They're
But
going to wipe the floor with her. They're
but
going
I
to wipe.
think she's, because she has all the dirt on all the men, she's trying to use it somehow to protect herself. But I feel like, wow, it shows me she's doing quote, CO,
Yeah.
that powder drug
Yeah.
thing. I see she's like on drugs to try to deal with this. Like, no, you understand. You don't understand. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no,
Yeah.
everything is fine. Whatever. And but then handcuffs for her, really.
Yeah. And, it's kind of weird. I just saw behind the scenes, like she's walking to her car and there's men in the distance watching her.
Wow. Wow.
She's being threatened as well. She's
Wow.
being threatened in her own way because they know she has all the dirt. So it's easier to destroy her than let themselves be destroyed. So she's also panicked because she knows she's being watched.
Wow.
She
Wow.
can feel it. She knows she knows what they do to other people because she's
Wow.
in on it. So now it's actually happening to her.
Wow. Wow.
She recognizes the signs.
Wow.
Well, you dance with the devil, and what are you gonna get, you know?
Mhm.
They're
Wow.
just kinda getting their karmic justice. I hate to say it, but they
Wow.
are.
Right, that's right. Wow. Very interesting. Very intense times.
Yeah,
So,
but expect all the women to go down first.
okay. All right. So, anything else, Bernard? Anything else?
No, I think that's enough on those 2.
All right. So that's it, guys, for today. And thank you for watching. And we'll be back soon, right, Karina? When we
Yeah.
get a chance.
Yes, we'll be
Okay.
back soon. Okay.
All right. All
Thank you,
right. Thank you,
everybody.
guys. Have a good one. Okay. All right.
Bye.